Hello YouTube viewers, Facebook friends, Facebook family. I want to welcome you to another edition of Joe's Politics 101. There's a lot of things going on in our society today, in our politics, in our social lives. We got the Iran nuclear deal getting ready to be voted on in our Congress, with the Republicans fighting to kill it. Like most of the things they try to do, I don't think they'll succeed. Today is September the 9th, 2015. And for some time now, I've been pondering and thinking about the Black Lives Movement. And I'm somewhat confused. I understand that Black Lives Matter, but I'm of the opinion and the idea that all lives matter. The Black Lives Movement began with the shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. Now it has morphed into interfering with people's political campaigns, trying to force an issue that the political candidates for president discuss Black Lives Matter. It was my opinion in the beginning that that movement was centered around trying to get police reform, and what it has morphed into leaves me bewildered in the fact that I can't decipher what the agenda is anymore. I thought it was to get police reform, to stop police brutality. And then I noticed that people, when they're discussing it, and someone says, well, all lives matter, they get angry, as if all police are singling out Afro Americans to shoot or kill them. Like anything in our society that has been going on for years and years and years, there are still racial prejudiced people out there on both sides of the coin. And in the Afro American communities, and I don't want to pull any punches about none of this. In the Afro American communities, there is anti-police everywhere. Just to show you how bad it is in some neighborhoods, and I kind of believe this is across the board. I'm a retired police officer. There are children who were not even born when I was working on the police department prior to retirement. They were not even born. They know nothing about me. They have no idea who I am, or have never had a conversation with me or anything. But they dislike me because I was a police officer. Well, I guess once a police officer, always a police officer. But I'm retired, I'm not active. So they know nothing about anything about me except for what maybe their parents have told them. The anti-police sentiment in the black community is real. I don't care how you cut it, how you slice it, how you want to dice it up and make issues, one way or the other. The younger people who are out on the street corners doing things that they know are illegal are anti-police, because they know that's going to interfere with the things that they're doing. Much of it is criminal. Just want to be honest about it. Selling marijuana, selling crack cocaine, drinking alcohol underage, having sex with underage girls, and stuff like that. Terrorizing the neighborhood, loud music, in possession of firearms, knowing they shouldn't have them. Those are the kind of things that build this anti-police sentiment, where I don't like the police. So now the Black Lives Movement have bundled all of the police in, that every police officer is a bad police officer. Every police officer is going to kill somebody black. The statistics may be different in the black community than it is in the white community. For example, just to make sure that whoever views this understand what I'm saying. You go into the average white community where it's predominantly white. You don't find white boys or white young men standing on the street corners trying to sell a bag of weed or crack or just holding up the corner. You just don't find it in the white communities. But you come into a black community, everybody's gathered up on the street corner. You got the criminals mixed with the good guys, and so forth and so on. Let's be for real about what's really going on in our community. We have the gangs fighting each other. I was watching on MSNBC last night on this show All In with Chris Hayes. They had Jim Brown and the mayor of Newark City or Newark, New Jersey on there. And Big Jim was talking about, trying to reach out to these young men. And he's an activist, and he's probably been more into it than I have been. But it's been my experience, the more I reach out to these young guys, the more ignorant they get. They are so tough or so macho or so gangster that they can't even part their lips to say hello to you if you speak to them. They just mean look you like, you done did me something, you violating my mind, you violating my brain, And then when I think about it, all the years that I've been alive, and all the discrimination and the battles that we had trying to get equal opportunity, trying to get our voting rights, trying to get our freedom to where we can move in society as we so choose to, buy a house where we want to buy it, go in any restaurant we want to go in, use any bathroom that we want to use. I think back to the 1960s and the 70s when we had the Black Panthers Party, who was trying to defend the black community against police, who were really brutal back then. They're nowhere near now as it was back in those days, where police would come into your community, and if you flinched, they would probably kill you. But we're right back in that same situation. And the other side of that key is, and people get angry when you bring this up, it's a fact. You can't deny it. We're right back in the same situation now that we were in the 60s and 70s. Black on black crime again. How in the hell can you ask somebody not to commit a crime on you when you're committing crimes on everybody in your community because you don't like them, or because you are in some gang that's different from their gang? Black on black crime is the thing that have always brought Afro American people down. Afro American on Afro American crime, shooting and killing each other, for no reason at all. Just because you are you, doing what you do. That has no effect on anybody else. If you're a member of a gang over here, and you're a member of a gang over here, stay on your damn side or get together and talk and go on. There is no, and let me make this perfectly clear, there is no Afro-American unity amongst Afro-American people, period. The only time that I've ever seen real unity within my community, within the Afro-American people, was during Vietnam. And most of us were in the military. We stuck together. We hung together, no matter what we were, what ship we were on, what branch of the service we were on. We could always come out, we could give the same handshake and talk about whatever it is we needed to talk about. That was the military. That wasn't taught to us by the military people. That was us getting together. Us Afro-American men getting together, struggling, fighting for our opportunities and our rights within the military. That is the only time in my lifetime that I have seen Afro-American unity amongst themselves. There is none. There is no Afro-American unity amongst the Afro-American people in the United States of America, in their communities. And those who try to bring together some unity amongst the people are usually ostracized or pushed aside or told they're stupid or ignorant or whatever. You know, or I don't like him because he's this or her because she's that. You know, that's where Afro-Americans fall short on a lot of things. If you look at every race in this world, in this global society that we live in, except maybe some of the Muslims, some of these ISIS people, these radicals and so forth and so on. But if you look at the Japanese, the Chinese, the Africans, the white folks in the United States, they pull together. They stick together to do what they have to do. They can hate each other, but they still work together. That's where we as a race of people, Afro-Americans, fail. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. It's the Willie Lynch theory. And if you don't know what Willie Lynch theory is, get on the internet, type in Willie Lynch, and it'll pop up to you. You read that, and you'll understand why Afro-Americans are always at each other's throat. I want to thank you for viewing this YouTube post. God bless you. God bless America. Ciao.